Hey there, and it is still a scorcher out there. I'm actually thinking about going to the flea market. I'm not sure yet because it's kind of hot and funds are not the best. But so maybe I should stay away from temptation. Anyway, yesterday I did two videos with some of my top picks for Blu-ray, releases. For me personally, for some of the biggest companies out there, the ones that I consider some of the setting the standard. I did regular releases. Now this time around, what you're going to get are some of the company's different box sets. I've been able to take them, take certain box sets depending on how many I had. I narrowed it down to the ones that I think are absolute must. Not saying that the other ones are not. It's just that you can't just show everything and just say, okay, buy it all. I want to give you guys like a good sampling. We'll go over the box sets, why I think they're important for your collection, especially if you're into the type of films that I am, and I'll mention each one as I go along, and the type of movies that they are to see if maybe if it fits into along the lines of something that you want. It's again really hot here today, so I apologize if I'm sweating like crazy, but I'll be right back right after this. Hey there, so hope you guys have seen parts 1 and part 2 of this one here. So this is the third part, and I wasn't sure exactly where I'm going to start. What I did for this one here is we're going to be looking at some Screen Factory, some Arrow, and I've broken up the Arrow into two categories. One are what I consider to be like limited editions. The other one are box sets, huge box sets. With Screen Factory, I have four sets, actual four like box sets. What I did is I took my top two box sets, ones that I think that everybody should have in their collection. I also did for the Arrow ones. I took for the box set portion of it. I did the top 7 sets that are in my collection. Not taking anything away from the other sets, which are the Arrow puts out a lot of amazing stuff. But I just got a cross section of stuff that I really like and sets that I find myself going back to and enjoying. Next, what I did was I did my top 4 limited edition Arrow releases, and you'll see what the differences there are as we go along. I'll show you that. And I picked my top Criterion box set, the one that I get the most joy out of personally myself. I only have 2 like really big box sets, and when I say box sets for this thing, these aren't like the dual format editions or anything like that. These are actually sets that have like either in the case of the Arrow, the Criterion, or the Screen Factory, have various movies on them. Or in the case of the other Arrow video, they're limited editions that are just have so much on them that I didn't want to put them into the regular editions, and yet they didn't fit in with the multi-box set editions. But either way, let's get started. And I'm going to start with the one Criterion one. We'll get that one out of the way right away. If you've seen a lot of the stuff that I have on here, I'm going to have some tea anyway, even though it is a scorchingly hot day. I have to have my tea. Got to have my caffeine. You know that one of the box sets I have from Criterion. It's because it was one of their biggest box sets ever. I got it during the sale, and that was the Zadichi one. And it is a fantastic box set with some amazing films, both Blu-ray and DVD, and a book. And it's highly recommended if you like the kind of like the samurai type of films, kind of the James Bond of that. But that's not the one that I chose to highlight. The one that I chose to highlight is one that I've gotten even more entertainment out of personally than the Zadichi one, and that would be the Jacques Demy collection. This one here is an incredible set. It's very colorful, much like the films of Jacques Demy. Jacques Demy was a French director, and what you have to know about him is that he really loved the golden age of Hollywood. He loved the musicals. He loved the film noirs, just the fantasy aspect of early Hollywood, and it really shows in his films. This box set here has 6 films, and I'm going to butcher the names of some of these, so just know that going in. But we have. I apologize to anybody that speaks French and actually knows how to pronounce these correctly. I don't, and my better half some Morocco, so I'm going to do my best. There's Chambray and Ville. You guys let me know how close I am with these things. Podan, Donkey Skin. The Young Girls of Rochefort. The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Bay of Angels, and Lola. It has a great booklet. I'll just open it up here to show you guys exactly how. So they got them done to these here, like these cases. I really like these. Again, these are very, very beautiful. It's kind of like, it has a real kind of film noir like look to it there. This is one of his most, and probably his most famous one. This is a musical, and when I say it's a musical, I don't mean it's like words spoken and there's music in between it. No, this is like a straightforward, all the way, all through a musical. And as you can see, that is the beautiful Catherine Deneuve there. My favorite of his films was this one right here. It stars Catherine Deneuve actually, and also has her sister, who she passed, was younger actually, and that is. This is a really different one. It is a musical. It's not like music. Like there's songs there. We got Gene Kelly in there doing some amazing dancing. There's like a serial killer like subplot in this one. It just is really well done. The visuals are stunning. His visuals are really, really stunning. Anyway, something that I gotta put out there. His visuals are amazing. It's a fantasy style film, but there's there's reality grounded there. It's just an amazingly great film. I went into this one not knowing anything about it. My better half was a huge fan of Jacques Demy and liked a lot of his stuff. And Donkey Skin was, I think, was their favorite. That one and probably this one here. But I hadn't known or seen this one, and I went in kind of tentative. I wasn't sure what I was going to get. Man, was I pleasantly surprised. If you get a chance to see this movie, do so. It's a fantastic film. It's got music, it's got drama, it's got romance. It's just one of those really, really cool films that I really like, and I always recommend it to people. Also, there's this another one. He worked with Deneuve a lot, actually, is Donkey Skin. But as when I first saw this one, it was called Podan, which I guess is the French name for Donkey Skin. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that. This is a it's a classic fairy tale, not one that you see Disney do, because basically it's about Deneuve plays two roles. She plays the queen who dies at the beginning of the film, and she plays her daughter when she comes of age, basically. The king is heartbroken after his wife dies, and she kind of makes him make a promise that he won't marry anyone until he can find someone as beautiful as she is, type of thing. So for years he goes on, and he's not able to find anyone until his daughter comes of age, and he realizes, hey, I'm going to marry my daughter. Needless to say, kind of freaks her daughter out. I don't blame her. So she goes through a series of trials, where he has to win her hand in marriage, knowing that she's biding her time until she can escape, until her father gets over his kind of madness that he's got right there. And Donkey Skin is a great film. Very trippy visuals, really well done, very colorful. Here's the one I couldn't pronounce very well, and the one I haven't watched yet. So that's probably why. And so I wish I could tell you more about this one here. The girl on that is very beautiful looking. That I can tell you, but I haven't seen this one yet. But overall, this box set has given me a lot of. We got like a booklet here, just a ton of writing on that, and all the films on him himself. So let's get this back in. You look on the inside of it. You did an incredible job with that. Criterion has gotten a bit of flack lately for some of the cost-cutting things they've done, and they have. We can't deny the fact that the Criterions that we got before, with the booklets and all that, compared, and I apologize for the camera filter, are not like the Criterions of old, where they had huge booklets and stuff like that. We are getting some. Maybe it's just the way the collecting's going, or maybe Criterion has had to cut back, but they have cut back on a lot of stuff. They've taken booklets and instead put essays on their website, which has not been I don't think it's gone over well. We'll see how it goes from there. Maybe they'll switch back to the old style. If you guys who collect more Criterions than I do, let me know. I'd appreciate it. Next up are the two Scream Factories. This was an easy one. I do And you probably can do it by process of elimination by saying what's still on the shelf behind me. Those are two great sets as well, but the first like really have to get Scream Factory one. I love the Anvil set, by the way. So I'm never gonna say that one's not a fantastic one, but is the Vincent Price collection. This is where Scream's kind of like up their game to having something that you really want. This is not like a Human Centipede type thing where you're buying something just because it's got the Scream name on it. You're probably never gonna watch it. These are actually really good films. The Pit and the Pendulum, Fall House of Usher, The Mask of the Red Death, The Bombo Dr. Phibes, The Haunted Palace, and Witchfinder General, also known as Conquer Worm. Uh, I do enjoy all of these films. I like Vincent Price films anyway. There's a small, like 24-page booklet in here, and some great pictures. Not a lot on the writing style, but it's still, there's a bit. But the features on this set are really great. A lot of it was carried over from MGM editions because that's what they had, but they did manage to get some new stuff. The thing that a lot of people liked was he did like some introductions for cable channel for some of these films here. So a lot of these here actually have like Vincent Price introductions. I think every one of them except for the Bomb of Dr. Phibes has that. And there are some really, really great features on here. It's all been upgraded to Blu-ray. Really cool stuff. And it's one that I highly recommend. For many horror fans, this was the dream set that they were waiting for. This was the one that we never thought was going to happen. And unfortunately, for a lot of horror fans, this was the one that they ended up crapping on because some of us can never be pleased, I think. But it was the Halloween Complete Collection 15 disc deluxe set. There's another set which just has the theatrical editions of it on there. That's kind of smaller. This one because I want the uncut stuff. I want all the features. If I ever found like the other set for really cheap, I would probably actually buy it, even though I own this. I'm going to be doing a double dip video down the road. Was requested here, and it's a great idea for a video. So let's look at these here. Let's see exactly what makes this set so special. So first off, you got the booklet here, and it's well done. We see first off, see the bad movies. Yeah, you got pictures of those, but let's see some pictures of some good Halloween films. All right. And so we got this book is written by Michael Gingold, who worked with Fangoria. Sorry guys, lost there for a second. It's kind of hot. First off, first thing you get is you get that. Remember when they did that digibook edition of Halloween? Remember how flimsy it was? So you're finally getting that everything's on that digibook with corrected audio, because apparently I didn't buy the digibook because I thought it was too thin. I just didn't like the look of it. There was like a mono audio type that wasn't the right audio was not on the digibook. That has been fixed in this one here. So Halloween, the night he came home, I love the fact that they used the covers, the actual original covers. You said we didn't put you didn't put any alternate covers on here. Guys, they put together a set that nobody thought was possible to put together. There's two discs, two Blu-ray discs, so you get the original Halloween, and you get the TV version as well. So I really kind of like that fact. So you're getting the TV version of the film, TV version footage. We got let's go through what we got here. Yeah, we got the TV film, we got the featurettes. The Night She Came Home was a really good featurette by Jamie Curtis. Your commentaries, Halloween, A Cut Above the Rest. Just some really, really incredible stuff. I had to. Next up, they put out Halloween 2, which basically Scream Factory had put out before. It was one of their first two releases. So what they did, they just ported over all the features, and it was already stacked with features anyway, so there really wasn't a lot more to put on to Halloween 2, except to just give everybody the... So this was one that was TV version, footage. Halloween 2, I think, is one with the TV, actually version, all right? Yeah, so we get, the original edition, plus we get, for the summer, we get the TV version of the film, also on Blu-ray. And I do remember back in the day watching the TV version of the film on TV during Halloween. So that was really cool to come back on. Next up was their Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Again, a great looking, it's the original poster art, same as this one here. Great features on their commentaries, making ofs. I gotta get, this is the best box that Scream Factory has ever put out, and nothing they put out since has even come close to touching it. But it's really hard to like beat that one. And then we got like Halloween 4, which was originally put out by Anchor Bay. Got a couple other commentaries on here. The actual Halloween 4 had more features on it originally, but we'll get into that a little bit more. Halloween 5, again, we get 2 audio commentaries, some on the set stuff, original promo, the actual trailer. Again, we get the, you're getting the cool covers, so we got 4 and 5. Number 6 was the one that everybody was going nuts over. For years, all we got was the Joe Chappelle crap-ass edition of number 6. For anybody that has not seen my videos where I talk about Halloween, I often talk about this director. I've heard so many horror stories on the way that he treated people, the way he treated Donald Pleasance during the making of his last film, the way he treated the lead actress of this film, that this is a person I hope I never meet in real life, because the urge to punch is going to be there. But it had only been put out in like pretty much, the edition was like on cheap labels, and it was just his cut of the film. For years, there'd been a going around work print, like a producer's cut, and they were able to get the producer's cut, the good, the better cut of the film, in my opinion, and take it and get a bunch of features. So remember this: this was a movie that you see that was on Echo Bridge in that like crappy Chappelle cut, and they were able to remaster the actual producer's cut and give us both editions of that film. Not only that, when it came to features, there's a wealth of them. They really, really went ahead with this stuff. We got audio commentaries, Jamie's story, and an interview with the original Jamie, actress Danielle Harris. We got the Cursed, an interview with producer Malik Akkad and Paul Freeman, acting scared. A look at the film's cast with actress Marie O'Brien and J.C. Brandy, who took over that role of Jamie. The Shape of Things, a look at Michael Myers' Murders and Mayhem, special effects, artist John Bushler, George P. Weber, who actually played Michael Myers in this one and in Part 4, and I think he might have done some stunts for Part 5, but Don Shanks was the main Michael Myers for Part 5. I'm a big geek, guys. New Haddonfield's Horrors, The Sights of Halloween, the curse, basically, there's a ton of stuff. Feet, Full Circle with the composer, new cast and crew tribute to Donald Pleasance. I'm guessing, I don't think I've seen this one yet. I gotta watch some features on there that I haven't seen. I'm betting that Joe Chappelle's not on this one. Archival footage, behind the scenes, alternate trailers, teaser trailer, Halloween 666, the origin of Michael Myers. I think those were one of the original titles of this film. This film went through a lot of crap. There were a lot of endings for this film that were written by Daniel Farrens. Daniel Farrens, a lot of you guys know nowadays, for doing documentaries of horror films, like doing really, really good horror documentaries, and being kind of like the guy behind that, the genesis of that. And he does an amazing job with it. He was a fan. Not everybody likes this film. He worked really, really hard to try and make a film for the fans. He tried to give Michael Myers sort of an origin storyline, and he didn't do it in the ridiculous way that Rob Zombie would do it. He tried to do it in a way so that you could keep the scares, the fear of the unknown there. Nothing, everything's not outright explained. It's like it's not like the kiddie version of how Michael Myers should be. There's some like occult stuff put in there. Does it all work? No, I don't think it all works completely, but overall it's a pretty decent film, and I do recommend it. There's like a single disc edition of this out there without the features, but the features are really, really good. And if you can get your hand on this set, I strongly recommend it. Next up is the one that brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, and that is Halloween H2O. 20 years later, I read, when this movie was being made, I read one of the original scripts for this, and I really, really enjoyed it. There's like these two FBI profilers, and it had a different ending. I wasn't sure if that was like an actual script, or I think it was an early script, but the portions of it were taken out, and they did came up with this film here as done by Kevin Williamson, who did Scream and Dawson's Creek. So you get you get that kind of feel to it. It's not as horrific as some of the other ones, but what's really good about this is Jamie Lee Curtis comes back, and there's really a great progression in the character of Laurie Strode. We see how she would be affected, how it would have changed her over the years, and it's done in a much more realistic and sensible way than we would see later on when Rob Zombie's films would crap on that. Very cool cast, great film. I do enjoy this. Cool features too. There's new features in it as well. Next up is Halloween Resurrection. Not a lot of people like this movie. I'm going to admit something right here, right now. I did. It's almost sacrilege to say this out loud, because you're going to hear this from almost nobody. Nobody's going to tell you they enjoyed Halloween Resurrection. They're going to talk about Busta Rhymes. They're going to talk about some of the cheesiness. They're going to talk about the kung fu. And they're going to say, and rightfully so, some of it's pretty silly. Jamie Lee Curtis' death. I think Jamie Lee Curtis, if I'm correct, requested like a finale in this one here, and she got it. I liked the way the movie started. I thought the danger tainment thing was kind of silly, but the way that Rosenthal had it planned and the way that it came out was two completely different things. That's a completely different beast. Look at the headcam footage that's actually in here. Some of it's actually fairly well done, fairly creepy. And he wanted to take it in a way they weren't comfortable in letting Rosenthal really go through with what his version and his direction with the film is going to be. So this is a compromise film. That being said, I didn't mind Busta Rhymes for what he did. He just was a fun character. Because when it comes to horror characters that annoy the hell out of me, Busta Rhymes isn't one of them. He does the danger tamer thing, and he does the Busta Rhymes thing. And so something comes off as kind of silly, but I did enjoy it, and I enjoyed the film overall. There's a scene near the beginning with the cameraman, and he's setting up the camera work there. Looks like I got a text that I got to respond to, guys. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. It was my daughter, actually. So, Halloween Resurrection, the scene that really, clinched it for me. There's a camera guy, and he's setting up the cameras in the house for the whole danger-tainment type of thing. And there's a scene he's killed, and it's when Rick Rosenthal made this, I wanted to go heavy with kind of the first person look and the head cam look thing aspect of it. So there's this scene, and it's done very reminiscent, and it's a nod to one of my favorite films, which is Powell's Peeping Tom. If you've seen Peeping Tom, when you watch this movie again, watch the scene where the cameraman inside the house gets killed, and see if you get what I mean with its a nod to a really great film that was much maligned for many years. That's Peeping Tom. Now let's get into it. Halloween. Rob Zombie had been a big fan of the Halloween series, and when he did the original Halloween documentary, the 25 Years of Terror, Rob Zombie was one of the better spoken people on the film Halloween. So you kind of expected him to get what was going to be done. There are a lot of fans of this film. I'm not one of them. I can watch this for in an MST3K type of way. I can never take the film seriously. And sometimes you've seen my reviews and stuff to talk about why. Well, a lot of those are really angry. Here's the thing. The character of Michael Myers uh, when he kills at the beginning of the film, and then we see him come back years later to escape and to terrorize the town again. We're not meant to relate to the character Michael Myers. We're not meant to to say this. This is not like one of those uh, Discovery ID shows. Michael Myers is supposed to be evil. One of the reasons that the blank mask works so well, has been so effective, isn't just because it's a white William Shatner mask. It's because we can project our own fears onto it. John Carpenter crafted a killer that worked largely in part because he did an extremely well film. Well, but there's a mystery. There's kind of a scary, ambiguous nature that this could happen to anyone, anywhere. We meet the parents in the first Halloween film for just a moment, but they seem like, fairly normal, run-of-the-mill, average, working class, upper working class parents, which makes this even more shocking. All that's taken away in this film. Michael Myers is probed to the point of embarrassing. It's embarrassing the amount of reasons that they have put in there. Everything is overplayed and overwrought. The unrated edition of this includes a rape sequence, which makes absolutely no sense to the film. To completely destroys any sort of narrative force going through. Michael Myers wasn't meant to be explained. The reason he wasn't meant to be explained was because it takes away the fear. This isn't Michael Myers. This is like a Jason Voorhees clone. That's what this is. Not a bad one. Because Jason Voorhees' reasons for doing it are very similar, but better. He's taken it and he's made it kind of like his typical white trash style of a film that he likes to do. And I get maybe that's how he grew up, but it's a negative stereotype. Ted Bundy, if you want to get into evil and reasoning and people, and you want to be realistic, Rob Zombie, with the killing of somebody and the way that they're raised and stuff like that, Ted Bundy, Paul Bernardo, guys like that, they didn't look like the white trash type of people. They didn't all come up with abusive stepdads and kind of incestuous thoughts on their sister and their mom is a stripper. No, that stereotype actually works against, not just against the film, but against some of the people that you're trying to represent here. And that bothers me. That really does. That being said, it's a good inclusion into this set here. It's one that I watch every once in a while to see where things went wrong. And because Streaming Zombie is very cute. And I laugh my ass off every time they do the sequence where he's sitting on the steps, and it's kind of going back and forth between his mom stripping and him sitting on the steps depressed because he's not going to get for Halloween candy. There was a lot of promise with the actors and stuff with this film here. I don't think Scout was a bad choice. I just think that unfortunately she got stuck in a bad film. We didn't mean to be review Halloween, but I had to go there with that one. Halloween 2 is even worse. Just don't even bother. It's a bad film. It's an extremely bad film. It's badly made. I don't consider this well shot. I don't consider this well written. The characters have no consistency from the first film. Some people like to point out that he's a much more brutal killer here, but he's not. He's a ridiculous killer. The murder of the nurse at the beginning is laughable because it just keeps going on, and you're just okay, we get it. You could have killed her. You could have been scary in one knife thrust or two knife thrusts. Now you're just ridiculous, and that's overall the problem with Rob Zombie. He just throws so much shit at the screen and hope that something sticks. And there is a good thing about this one though. There's this. This here is a bonus disc. Parts 4 and 5, when they came out originally, were not exactly the most featured, you know, film. They didn't have a lot of features on. And Cabea put them out, and they were pretty, you know. But this one here, thanks to I said that they actually went back and they took features. And they took, you know, got a bunch of more features. So on the bonus disc, just so you know what you're getting, you get the original extended version with TV inserts, basically, for the original John Carpenter's Halloween. That's on here. That's a bonus. You get Halloween Unmasked 2000, which was a feature that was on one of the other ones. It's ported over on here. You get a brand new making of Halloween 4, a brand new making of Halloween 5, new interview with the makeup artist from Halloween 3, new episodes of Halloween Horror's Hallowed Grounds, which is one of the most sought-after Scream Factory features whenever it's on a disc. We have 4 parts 4, 4 parts 5, 4 parts 6, and a longer cut for John Carpenter's Halloween that was featured on 25 Years of Terror. We have a fan edition of Horror's Hallowed Grounds, a special episode shot with and for the fans as they board a tour bus for the 35 Years of Terror convention. Halloween 3 season which radio spots. And we've got a photo gallery for 1, 4, and 5. So it's really well done. Bravo on Screen Factory for putting together what is definitely the definitive set for Halloween. And I gotta go get a drink. When I come back, guys, we're gonna go look at some Arrow stuff. Now for the Arrow portion of this video. First off, we'll do the limited edition ones, the ones that I think are some great editions. Some incredible films that I think belong in everybody's collection. Then we'll do the big box sets, the ones that I know you guys are interested in. So first off was one of the very first limited edition Arrows that I picked up, and that was this one here. This one's still available, and I do strongly recommend it. And that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Arrow did an amazing edition of this film. Aside from having just incredible feature after feature after feature, also get Tobe Hooper's early works on here as well. So you get some extra films on here, like some short films and some extra 9-minute films as well. We got like the Heisters. This is a short film. It is only about 10 minutes long. Eggshells, which is a 9-minute long film. There's a 100-page book on here with some great write-ups. Just some incredible stuff. I just show you, kind of give you like an idea what it's like. So here you go. Up top here, Bill Moseley's character. You have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We got Leatherface himself. Oh yeah, so just so you can see, it has inside of it a limited edition card. That's the original artwork there. Mine is 1,906, so like I think it's 10,000. And of course, it also includes this 100-page book, really well put together. Some great writing and great pictures on here as well. We have things from Brad Stevens, from Callum Waddell, John Kenneth Muir. I find be write really well with this stuff. There's a bunch of stuff on there, so definitely worth picking up. One I strongly recommend. Scream Factory has an edition of this as well. I haven't seen what their edition is compares if you have the short films as the short films in his early works as well. But it's important to have. I'll be right back. Oh, apologize. This heat's getting to me. I'm actually drinking some water now, as mentioned by James, to keep hydrated and cool down. I almost kind of passed out yesterday after doing my first video. The heat had gotten to me so much. And it's getting me again today. Next up was more of a recent one that was put out, and that is Dario Argento's Deep Red. One of the greatest Giallos ever made. For some people, because this is the benchmark, this is the top, this is Giallo to end all Giallos. It's a great edition of the film, so I'm going to take it out here. It's a 3-disc edition. There's all the features that were on the original version. They're on here as well. You get like the original version of Deep Red. You get the export version of Deep Red, like a lot of people know, like the shorter version. Some people actually prefer that. I like them both. We get like the soundtrack, the CD soundtrack, and Deep Red has, by the way, an amazing soundtrack. It is just an incredible soundtrack, so it's one to really, truly have. Like I showed you guys the Tenebrae set. That one also had like a, I think, did that one have a soundtrack? think it did, but I can't remember right now. I'm really, really hot, but I think it did. They also had a poster with this one here. This is the original Deep Red poster. When I went to see Deep Red in the theater, they were giving these out. This is what I had. Also, of course, the new kind of cool, like Italian mod type poster that was done, and a great booklet on Deep Red with some great talks about the soundtrack that's on here. We got like pictures from the film. Great film. It's one that I really do recommend. I had the original, like the slipcase version of this one as well, which my son now has because I want him to have a copy of what I consider one of the best, most definitive giallo films of all time. That's no longer around, that slip one, so that's actually worth a bit of money, and I wanted him to pass it down to him, and I did. I do have the new one here for myself because it's a film that I really love, and it is a great film. Check it out, guys. Next up is one that I think everybody would put on their list, and that's Bride Reanimator. We waited so long to get this one on Blu-ray. We waited so long to get all these features. They actually gave us the comic book Dawn of the Reanimator, so the prequel comics. So if you got Reanimator, and you got Bride Reanimator, and you got the other Reanimator film, Beyond Reanimator, you got the comic as well. You got the full Reanimator set, so that's awesomeness. There's a ton of features on here, really well done. Some people didn't like the fact that it was kind of thinner cased than some, where there's so much into it. You got a lot of these kind of like bend things. That's not a deal breaker for me. I want my things as immaculate as possible, but a tiny bend, like a crease in the top thing, is not a reason I'm going to bring back a movie or anything like that. I've been waiting for this for a long time. I went through the days of CEDs and VHS. I can appreciate when a company goes out of their way to put together a good package, and the Bride of the Reanimator is a really good package. The only thing I had a problem with was that there were pens, and thankfully I was able to get one thanks to James. But they have been doing an alarming amount. A few companies have of deals with a company called Diabolic DVD, and people that actually order from the films itself. Just looking outside because I think there's somebody moving in, and I'm really nosy. They're not supporting Arrow and not getting like people go and get it from other places, get extras that you don't really. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, in my opinion. That being said, Diabolic DVD was a smaller place. I didn't agree with the way they handled some things, but that's all that aside. I applaud Arrow for that effort of like working with the company and stuff like that, but it should have been something that went over to people that support Arrow as well, and not just support him through a third-party company. Bride Reanimator, I love the film. Great set. And just so you guys can see, it's a very big, great art. So, of course, the story itself, it's not like, this wasn't like it was just done in black and white. It was originally done in black and white. The comic book was. It's full color covers. As you can see, there's some fantastic art on this. If you guys know me, you know I'm a huge Reanimator fan. You know I'm a huge fan of Jeffrey Combs. I'm very proud of the fact, and I mention it a lot because I am very proud of the fact that I got to meet the guy, and it was really nice. I was a complete geek for the first 2 minutes of it, and didn't know what to say. It's the first time that ever happened to me. I met guys like Gunnar Hansen, Savani, and Doug Bradley, and I didn't feel as awkward, but for some reason I felt really awkward at the second that I met Jeffrey Combs. But my better half helped get me over that. This one is beautiful in a weird, twisted way. There's no better case representation for me of a film than this one right here. Society. Society is a quirky 80s film that's not for everybody, but it is a really fun, really good film. It's funny, it's unusual, it's different, and for me it was amazing. I love this film. I love Brian Usna's work with this. I thought, some people thought Billy Warlock wasn't a strong lead. I thought he did a really good job in the film. He's exactly what you needed for this type of role. the one again, they do the thing of actually see this here. This is actually the full color, like sequel comic to Society that came out. It's really good to have that there. The features on this are incredible. This box set here looks amazing. Is this out in a regular unlimited edition now? And if you can get that one, I strongly recommend just getting Society. It's a great film, but if you can get the edition here, it is a beautiful edition. Some people wonder, like, what the hell is it with this here? But that really does represent the film. It really is what the film is all about. And once you watch the movie, you're like, okay, that makes complete sense. So the last ones for this one here are the Arrow box sets, the ones that I really, really recommend. First off is Death Walks Twice, the films with Luciano Accoli. We have two films here. We got Death Walks at Midnight, and we got Death Walks in High Heels. I really did like this one here. Basically, we have the Navarro, I think, is it? Right? Stars in both of these. And, yeah, Navs Navarro. Of course, she was known as Susan Scott in these films. Give her an anglicized name. They're very different films, giallo films. There's some kind of crime aspects to some of these. Her character, the female character in this, she's a very much, especially one of these. God, I get these confused sometimes. She's a very much a strong female character. She's the female character that you don't expect in the giallo, because usually if you get a character that says she's either the bitchy girl or she's the evil girl, but this is two very strong films. I really enjoyed the set. Features on this are incredible. My personal favorite feature on here was the let me see here. Naturally Seeking Susan, the visual essay that was done on here. I like Michael Mackenzie's visual essays. Every time I see an Arrow edition that has a Mackenzie essay on there or a Char Horwath essay, I try to make sure that I grab it up, because I really love the visual essays. It was something I didn't think I was going to get into, but started watching them and really look forward to the visual essays. I watch the films as soon as possible so I can get to that visual essay, because I know it's going to have spoilers on there, and it's a really good one. Death Walks Twice. I do recommend it. Nice hardback case. I'm going to take them out and show you what it looks like so you can have an idea. So here's the booklet, which I think looks absolutely gorgeous. And we have the two films, Death Walks on High Heels. We have Death Walks at Midnight. Really cool weapon there, by the way. Very well done. I'm going to see a few giallos on this list here. Not going to lie to you. That's a genre that I really like. Next up was Edgar Allan Poe's Black Cats. The Fulci one is a good, it's a decent Fulci film. It's not Fulci's best film, but Your Vices, A Locked Room, and Only I Have the Key to My Sergio Martino is an instant classic. I really, really did like this film. Great cast in this, by the way. Oh man, we got to see so much coolness in this film here. There is a great visual essay. Is there a visual essay in this one, or is the other one? No, there is Flesh and Blood, the Gialli of Sergio Martino. It's a fantastic visual essay. Dolls, Flesh and Blood. But the problem is, you actually, if you haven't seen all of Martino's films, there are major spoilers. Luckily, I've already seen all the films, so that wasn't a big deal for me to see the spoilers. Although it did bring stuff back for films that I hadn't seen in a while, and I probably wanted to rewatch and be surprised about. But here we go. We got the booklet for the Black Cat here. So we got write-ups on both the films, and if I am correct, we also have the original story. Right, the 1843 version of the Black Cat is on here as well. So the Black Cat is a really great Edgar Allan Poe. One, for the most wild yet most homely narrative which I am about to pen, I neither expect nor solicit belief. The very first line, Black Cat. Again, this is a really good, fun film here with Fulci. We got some great actors in this one. Patrick McGee is in this one here. Mimsy Farmer's in this. David Warback, of course, who does a lot of these type films. Is in this. Great features on here as well. Stephen Thrower's interviewed. I always find his interviews to be really good. I got a new career interview with Dagmar Lassender. She was, who had the inability to close a proper case because. Okay, there we go. The Black Cat. Strongly recommend it. But I really strongly recommend it really for this film right here. Your voice is a locked room and only I have the key. It's actually taken from one of his earlier films. The line is. Sergio Martino, who did Torso, and I love the movie Torso. I may have liked this one just a little bit more. It's got Anita Strindberg in it. We got Edwidge Finch as well. Basically in her first kind of like not like the total good girl type of role. She's beautiful. The lead actor in this one, I hope I get his name right. Luci Pistilli. Was in like Bay of Blood and Milano Calabro 9. Does a great job as Oliviero, the misogynistic writer. He's really, really good in this film. This is a great film. I've watched this like 5 or 6 times since I got it. My better half watched with me, and she really enjoyed it as well. I was kind of worried that she wouldn't. There's one scene that I had to like kind of not let her see, the cat scene with the eye. We had to get past that part, but once we got through that, she was good with the film. For me, the crown of the jewel of the Giallo sets that they put out is this one right here, Killer Dames, 2 Gothic killers by Emilio P. Miriglia. The Red Queen killed 7 times, and the night Evelyn came out of the grave were put out, I think, by Kame Maya or No Shame, I think, maybe No Shame, earlier. But that set became very expensive and very hard to find. I have a figure with it. It's really cool and cute. If I ever found it for cheap, I'd pick it up, but I wouldn't spend like a ton of money on it, because this one here has the 2 films with all those features and more on Blu-ray. Again, we get like, I'm sure, we got like all kinds of interviews on here as well. Another interview with Stephen Thrower, an interview with Sybil Danning, which was incredible. The Red Queen, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that one slightly more than the Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave, to be honest with you. Red Queen just seemed to have better story to it, and I liked the way that it was done. The killers were done extremely well. Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave was a fun film too, but it had some very unlikable characters. It took a lot of chances with some of the characters that they used. You're never gonna like, oh no, this guy might get hurt. We don't want this serial killer to be hurt. And it comes across like he may be, and killing women himself. And that's not a spoiler. That's the beginning of the film. We see the lead character, the one that we're supposed to feel for, the one that we're supposed to like and enjoy, kill somebody, and he's going to be the victim. That's a great twist. But it's left at the ending to kind of make you wonder: is kind of like an American Psycho, but previously, did he really kill these people? Was more in his mind? Was something he was going through? Is he really? Is he? No, he probably did, but it leaves a lot of stuff open to interpretation, and I like that fact. I like the way that it was done. I like the resolution of both of these films, especially Red Queen Kills 7 Times. And to see these films in this condition, just to see the way that they remaster these here, because Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave was usually seen in extremely cut up things and bad quality on other sets. You guys will probably have it on like some Mill Creek or Echo Bridge type of set somewhere, and maybe not even realize that you got it. Or you watch it, you say, "Oh God, do I really want that one?" Yes, you really do. This is remastered extremely well. It looks really good. It is a set that I strongly, highly recommend. There's 2 great giallos. The Red Queen Kills 7 Times has a cool Gothic feel to it, and I can't just like really. It needs to be seen. The cover art here, I think, is fantastic as well. And we see like some beautiful like write-ups. It's a great booklet. We got the Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave. I love the kind of mod manga style art that's on here. Red Queen Kills 7 Times. I think that's like the eyes are kind of like Muse would know her eyes really in the film look that beautiful. She does look that gorgeous, and I've enjoyed this, and watched it more than once. Great set. Great set. Next up, is a beast of a set. This one was the more expensive one. Was able to get some for my birthday, and I think my better half actually got a decent price on it as well. So, Battles Without Honor and Humanity, the complete collection. Battles Without Honor and Humanity was a series of basically the Yakuza papers. Think of The Godfather, but think of it as like a kind of the Yakuza Godfather. Follows through the years. There's a series of films on here, and I'm just going to get right into it just to show you right now. The first one is Battles Without Honor and Humanity. I love the artwork here. I did not like the original art. I'll show you one of them just to see. It was okay, but there was no switching over for me for that. It was just too good. This, of course, is the first volume, volume 1. You have some decent features on here. A new interview with Takashi Maki about the director Kenji Fukasaku. Hope I got that right, guys. Because I've read, let's see the interview, so I should know that. I should be able to pronounce the name, but I'm sorry. Battles Without Honor and Humanity is the first film. Then the second film was Hiroshima Deathmatch. Again, I love the art on this. We have new interviews on this one as well. The fight choreographer. Third one up is Proxy War. And these are really good films. Definitely worth watching. These are both all Blu-ray DVD combo packs. They're putting these out now as singles, so you can buy them one at a time. It's a great set. It's really worth it. Police Tactics, again, is the final episode, which was not done by the... I don't think it was done by the same director. I think he had somebody else come on and do the last film, basically, because he kind of wanted this was the ending part, but the final episode was done. It's actually pretty cool. Then what they did, they put out like this one here. Basically, what they did was they had a limited theatrical release of the films, but they kind of spliced them all together for one like big, condensed version of the film. Considering it took 4 films and made them, or 5 films and made them into one film. They called it Battles Without Honor and Humanity, the complete saga. So I think it was shown on TV for like a limited time, and it was in like theaters for a short period of time. It's never before been screened overseas, and apparently it was unavailable on home video in Japan until 2013. So it's really good to have this one here. It's a great, really cool release of this film, and like even their shortened version is 224 minutes. So, but that's not, I guess, a long version when you're thinking of the. There's so much and so many films. Also comes with this hardbound book, incredible book, a lot of great writing, and a lot of great pictures in here as well. There's even like they kind of give like some different like looks at some different art, and they give like what I'm looking for, like almost like there it is, like kind of like the tree to let you know, so you can actually follow along because there's all these different families and stuff, and it can be daunting for some people, so actually they kind of help you out with that, and it's really, really well done. It's a complete package. It's extremely cool. Battles with Honor and Humanity, the complete collection. I highly recommend it. I really did like this one a lot more than I expected to. One that I knew I was going to like, but I waited because I never thought I was going to own this edition of it, was an English film that I had liked a lot when I was younger, and found myself watching it a few times, especially when I was in college, and that was With No Eye. So I like this film a lot. This is like a special edition of it. There are like different editions done, but this one's like one of the book editions. And what's really cool about this is it's not like it actually is a book. The whole thing is like an actual book, so you can read. Look at the pictures, all about the film With No Eye. But you get down here and you get the Blu-ray With No Eye, get the DVD With No Eye, with the With No Eye features that they had on the, I think it was on BBC or ITV, they had like a With No Eye night. You get How to Get Ahead in Advertising, which is a movie I really, really enjoyed on Blu-ray, and you get it on DVD as well. This is great, fantastic art here. There's actually, I think, a documentary on the artist that did this art that I really want to get. They showed a preview of it on the Jodorowsky's Dune Blu-ray. So if you have that one, you'll see that they showed a preview of the documentary about this artist. It's one that I personally like. It means a lot to me. I thought it was really well put together. Like any edition with no, I think is worth checking out. I do like the film. Is it like the film that it's a quirky film? Is everybody gonna love it same as I did? No, but I think it is one worth owning, and it's a really good film. Everybody knows I talked about this one. I talked about this one on Nazaman to the point, and it actually boosted my channel when I started talking about it, to be honest with you. That's when I was so excited about it that I could not talk about it. That's the whole thing behind my channel, is that I want you to get the excitement that I feel when I'm going through this stuff. And this one here, when they announced the Hellraiser, the Scarlet Box, was in my glee, it was my glory. It was, I loved what it says. So anytime I can show this box set off, I do to any of my friends, and it's a really good box set. First off, the first disc here, and that is Hellraiser. It's got their movie. It's got a lot of features on here. There's a documentary that came out, and it basically talked about the first movie and then the second movie, and really went in depth. But the documentary was well done. And props to those guys, but the editing was not the best. So you got like a full-length like Hellraiser documentary on there, a new one made from that documentary. They did the same thing with Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, made the documentary more on par and concise. I really like that. We also have on here as well the Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, and of course we also had that one thing that was missing was this like surgeon scene for Pinhead. It was kind of like a cheesy, kind of cool scene that had been lost for many years, and it was found. We got the Clive Barker Legacy. Got some great features on this one as well. Definitely worth checking out. Next up, we have this here, the Documents of Blood. What are the Documents of Blood? Well, there's art cards. There's a poster. Just incredible work. There's a lot put into this one. And one of my favorites is the hardbound booklet. It's a booklet, not a booklet at this point. And there's just some great writing in here. Some great stuff it talks about. We got some like things from the scripts here. Like we got like some stuff on the Scarlet Gospels, the last Hellraiser book that was done that Clive Barker did. Just some amazing stuff. Some great pictures on here. Kind of like what Scream Factory did for the Halloween box set, they've done for the Hellraiser, the original trilogy. And it's just incredible. It's incredible stuff. What they've done here. Doug Bradley, by the way, is a really nice guy. I got to meet him at my very first convention, and I was very nervous. I heard like people telling me he's a germaphobe, don't touch his hands, and all this type of stuff. So I was a little nervous when I went up to speak to him. It was the very first horror guy that I spoke to at one of these conventions. I went up and said hi. He shook my hand. We took a picture. We talked about the new Hellraiser that had come out without him in it. And he said, "Have you seen it?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah." So I made the right decision, right? I'm like, "Yeah, you made the right decision not to be in that film." And we talked about that and talked about some other things, some other horror films as well, and the whole series. Talked about what he meant to me as like like what a great job I thought that he'd done with the films, in and out of the makeup, and just a really great guy. This one came late for a lot of people, so it came with like an "I'm sorry" type of postcard there. I got it here somewhere, and the Hellraiser pin, which is actually very cool. I gotta give props to Arrow for doing that. They did a great job, and I love this here. I'm in hell, help me. So it is a definitive edition. When you're looking at, okay, let's see some movies that have some definitive box sets out there. Scream Factory's Halloween, definitive box set. Hellraiser trilogy, Scarlet Box. It's a definitive box set. It is just really worth owning. I love it. I look at this one a lot. I love the Hellraiser series. First three films, especially. Third one can get kind of cheesy, but I do like. There's an enjoyment factor that I got for that one, and I do highly recommend it. The last one before I go out to drink a bunch of water and maybe drink some tea to torture myself. I'm still thinking about going to the flea market. I'm not sure. And that is 6 Gothic Tales. This is the one that I think really put Arrow over when it really got people, like it really got a lot of people's attention. And I think it's out of print now. If you do see this one, pick it up. It's really freaking good. Uh, 6 Gothic tales. We got like Father House of Usher, The Pit and the Pendulum, Tales of Terror, The Raven, Haunted Palace, and Tomb of Legia. So let's look at them all. Features, by the way, are incredible. Father House of Usher is right here. Again, and this one has like the commentary, interview with the author, and Gothic horror expert Jonathan Rigby. Fragments of the House of Usher, especially commissioned video essay. Oh, I don't think I've watched that yet. I love video essays. I'm watching this today. So watch the film. I don't think I watched video essay. You have the Pit and the Pendulum. I love this movie. We got like a brand new documentary behind Swing Blade. Additional TV sequence that's actually on there as well. An evening of Edgar Allan Poe with Vincent Price, 52 minutes, where basically Price reads a collection of Poe stories. Telltale Heart, The Sphinx, The Cask of Amontillado, which is my favorite story, and The Pit and the Pendulum. It's just some really great stuff on there. Have the Tales of Terror. I love this cover, by the way. I love the green on this cover. It's really cool. The director is Roger Corman. I watched this one, actually, one of the first things I watched. I love the director series, and Arrow have been putting them on their Blu-ray discs. Different ones have had them, so just like watch out for them, and they're really, really well done. Kim Newman on Edgar Allan Poe, that's actually really good. Well, Cats and Horror Films, I really like that one. The Black Cat is a 1933 short film adaptation on here as well. This is a really good edition. We have The Raven on here with trilogy of them: Vincent Price, Peter Lorre, Boris Karloff. Hazel Course in this one too, I think. And Jack Nicholson, yeah, this is the one. Called The Two-Face of Peter Lorre, a 61-minute documentary on Peter Lorre, which I haven't had the chance to watch it yet. What I really want to see, though, as you can see, these are not just like editions; these are like ultimate editions of these films. I like the Kim Newman and H.P. Lovecraft from here on the Haunted Palace. That was a good feature. We got like audio commentary with Vincent Price for David Duvall. The Change of Poe interview with Roger Corman. That was actually pretty cool as well. And the Tomb of Legia, the different one. I did enjoy this one. There's all new interviews on here, and it has the least feature-wise, but really fun as well. What's really cool, and what really caught a lot of people's attention, was the 6 Gothic Tales by Edgar Allan Poe book that came with it. So there's a lot of like stuff, like write-ups and stuff on here. We got stuff on the Father House of Usher. We got things on all the different films, from Tim Lucas, Jonathan Rigby, to Vic Pratt, Roger Clark, Julian Upton. Just some great stuff, some writings by Dave Duvall. And at the end of it, what we get is this. Yeah, this is comic book. They're all comic book adaptations of the films that were done, and they are incredibly well produced. Everything is in there. Just so you know, everything is in there. Let me put it to you this way: everything, the ads, and it is a great throwback. It is amazing to see that done, and the entire story the artwork was so well done. I really loved the way this was. The 6 Gothic Tales by Edgar Allan Poe is it is the ultimate Vincent Price set that you're going to get. Now, honorable mentions that didn't get on the list, not because they weren't great sets, but because I just wanted to narrow it down just a little bit. Videodrome by Arrow was an incredible one. Long Good Friday and Mona Lisa. Their American Horror set. That one is like not for everybody, but you have to like that type of film to like really be into it. Like, look it up before. Their original big box set, Battle Royale, which I really enjoyed. Dr. Five by Darren Clementine. Necromantic 2, man. It's the only one that I would say pretty much man. But the other ones there are some great stuff, some great sets, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. It took me a while to get through this. I've had to take a couple stops because it's been so hot. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed the first 2 parts of this. I really hope you enjoy part 3. There are more parts coming up. This is kind of an ongoing series, and I'm going to be highlighting some stuff to let you guys see some movies that I think belong in it. Like, at least give a look at getting into your collection, or hopefully if you can't find that edition of it, you find an edition that suits it. If you can't find the 6 Gothic Tales, remember the features that are on all these ones here that I mentioned, and look into that. Look into some of these here, because you've got some stuff on there that you probably didn't realize. The Scream Factory ones had features, but nothing that's even comparable to what's on here. This is not even a contest, but I don't own them all. But this is the definitive Vincent Price box set for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. For me right now, I don't know if it should be time for tea. I really want tea, but either way, it's time to hydrate. And tea. Time for tea and hydration. Thank you. Hey there, and thanks for watching the small credit part, and actually for waiting for the after credit sequence. I did leave something for the end here that I didn't put on that, and I wanted to showcase a couple of 8/8 films releases that I think are really worth checking out. First up is Zombie 3. I love the feel of this here slipcover, by the way, and slipcover does look, well, you know, it's got pretty much a similar case, but still, I love the look of it. It has Lucio Fulci Pora, remember. Basically, it's a very different done type of documentary. Some people didn't like it, but I really did enjoy it. It's very cool to have this one on in this special slipcover, and I wanted to like showcase it, but I didn't exactly know where to put it, so I thought I'd leave it for an after credit sequence. To what I was going to put in the original before there, but I wanted to leave this one to basically be the bonus so people could see at the end, is the Children of the Corn trilogy. I really do like this set. They put it all, the first 3 there, and I would like to see their other ones come out. Now we have the first one, Slasher Classics collection. It's in, and it's, you know, this is number 13 in the Classics collection. We got some great features on here. The big one is the Life, Legacy, and Legend of Donald P. Butchers. He's basically he's produced behind the film. He did a lot of films. He did like Angel, Children of the Corn, Crimes of Passion, Doppelganger, Tomb and Junction, Vamp, a bunch of movies, and all talked about on here. There's a booklet in there for this as well. Really, really well done. We have Children of the Corn 2. I love the cover for that one. By the way, it has includes the work print of the film. Some people were kind of upset that it didn't have like the cut that had a little bit more like different footage. That was the American cut of Children of the Corn. So for some people who bought a UK film edition from a UK company of Children of the Corn 2 were upset that it was the UK version of the film. Sure, they probably could have put on like the the American version as well, or put the extra feature, the extra kind of like digital thing, maybe a branching thing. But that being said, 8/8 Films isn't exactly the highest budget company that's out there. They did a great job with these here sets, and it's really silly to expect it's not silly to expect, I guess. I just thought it was funny. I can't believe the UK edition of the film's on a UK disc. Well, surprise. And next up is Children of the Corn 3, which I did actually dig this one. I like that one probably more than a lot of the sequels that are out there for Children of the Corn. It's a pretty cheesy series, but I have fun with them. What's really kind of cool on here is Return to the Corn, the reinvention of the Fear franchise. Actually, talking about the remake of the Children of the Corn, not this one at all. Actually, not a ton of features on this one for the actual Children of the Corn one. Again, it is a really cool box set. I just thought I'd show it off here at the end. I did enjoy it, and I did like all the stuff that they put into it. 8/8 Films is a really nice company for stuff like this. Well, I would love to have, but cannot yet afford their American Ninja set. That's one that I want to pick up as well on the road. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for staying for the after credit sequence. Have a great day, and as soon as it cools down, it will be time for tea.